Remember in 2009 when the Habs general manager had to make a public appeal to Montreal fans to stop booing the American anthem during the playoffs between the Canadiens and Boston Bruins? Pundits in some quarters excused the behavior simply as exuberant and ill-mannered enthusiasm for their team. Well, ill-mannered enthusiasm or not, bigotry is more than an occasional indulgence of hockey enthusiasts. In some quarters, it passes for serious political thought. Introducing Montreal mayoral candidate Michel Brûlé, seen here. If ever a man was ill-qualified to run for the position of mayor, surely it's Mr. Brûlé. By his own admission, Brûlé considers his candidacy a long shot. However, he has several accomplishments that may make him an interesting candidate. He is a writer, a songwriter in fact, a bar owner, that's important, and most notably, a strident foe of the English language. I guess this is acceptable to Quebecers. In fact, as political candidates go, he is astonishingly honest and forthright about being a bigot. Recently, he was quoted as saying that English is not a very nice language. One of the examples he used to elucidate this profound insight into the mean-spirited zeitgeist of the English language and the English people was the letter I. The capitalized letter signifying the first person singular of the language is, in Mr. Brûlé's opinion, an insult, an affront, a slap in the face of more responsibly collectivist-orientated culture like Quebecers. It's where English-speaking people get the absurd political belief in individual rights. Now, if that isn't the piece de résistance of Mr. Brûlé's view, and surely it is not, this man is obviously philosophical in his moorings, and he had a moment of unadulterated political truth-telling about his hatred for English and North Americans in particular. Quote here saying, "If I say Americans are a bunch of big, obese, imbecilic, ignorant, uncultured dummies, that's the truth." And he quickly followed that up with this. Of course, it's a sure bet that out of 303 million Americans, there are maybe 50 million who aren't like that, but collectively, there's still a bunch of uncultured imbeciles. End quote. Sure political courage, wouldn't you agree? Let's take a long look at this guy once more. Forget if you can for a moment that he's obviously a crackpot, a cliche. Forget the fact that even though he thinks he is refined, obviously from the picture, cultural and sophisticated, he is, as far as one can tell, the very antithesis of these inviolable qualities. Forget all that and ask yourself whether such arrogant accusations are really what we expect from politicians today. And if the answer is yes, then we must ask precisely what kind of country we are, what kind of province Quebec is, and what kind of constituency would find this type of politicking, his xenophobia, acceptable as marketplace politics. It's not a question of free speech. Hey, say whatever pathetic absurdity you want, Mr. Brûlé, but surely your bellicosity and bigotry aren't finding significant support in Montreal, are they? Don't progressives constantly tell us that the mark of true national pride and political statesmanship is not fomenting the worst basis elements within us, supposedly what conservative economic policies do, but in pointing people to celebrate genuine cultural and national accomplishments? If there's a shred of positive patriotism and integrity in Montreal today, this candidate, Mr. Brûlé, seen in this picture here again, won't be a long shot, as he says. No, he should have no shot at all with the people of that great city. I'm Tristan Emmanuel, and I make no apologies.